Hey, hey, good morning, y'all. It's Jen, and I'm here for another chocolate for breakfast. I am celebrating with some delicious chocolate in the morning. I encourage you to celebrate your day too with whatever your pleasure is, whether it's chocolate or not. And there is my chocolate. Speaking of, it wasn't quite done. And so anyway, hopefully it's done now so we can sample it. Here we go. All right. What I got is some chocolate zucchini bread. But I am concerned that it's not quite done yet because it was really gooey, like just only 10 minutes ago. Okay, hold on. Apologies, I should have been prepared for that. Let's see here. Ooh, I think it needs like another 5 minutes. So I'll put it back in and hopefully I can sample it before the end of this live broadcast. Hey, Jay, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. As always, if you feel like it, please share with me what you're celebrating and tell me if you want what you're celebrating with. Tell me what your favorite chocolate is. I love it. So anyway, I'm excited to try this chocolate zucchini bread. I had the inspiration when I was camping because we were talking about all the yummy foods that my mom used to make. I used to love when we were talking about banana bread and these apple muffins she used to make. And then she said zucchini bread. I'm like, that's what I can make for chocolate breakfast. I can make a chocolate zucchini bread. So I found a really awesome recipe online. And if it's as delicious as I think it's going to be, then I will share it with you. I put the link for the recipe down below. But I'm sure it's going to be great. And that's hilarious because my neighbor across the street has this garden out in her front yard, and she's always said, hey, come on over and pick any vegetables that you want. And so a couple weeks ago, we grabbed a zucchini and we had a bunch of tomatoes and stuff in our own garden. So we made this amazing vegetable pasta that was all made with fresh vegetables and my fresh tomatoes. It was like the first tomatoes of my season. And so I was like, I got up early to sneak over there and grab a zucchini, and I realized she had no zucchinis left. And so I was like, oh no, I hope I have a zucchini in my fridge. So I went rumbling through and I didn't find one, but I didn't find one that I thought I had from my mom, because my mom gave me zucchini like a week ago. But I found the one that she gave us, and we'd only used half of it because it was huge. And it's a different kind of zucchini. It's like an Italian zucchini, so it's a light colored one. But it was really good with the pasta. It had like a nice, like sweeter flavor. So I'm sure it will be amazing. I can't imagine it being bad with this bread. So anyway, and I see you are chatting in the chat box. Thank you so much for sharing, Jay, what you're celebrating. Let's celebrate together, shall we? But before we do that, I'll just tell you really quick. The recipe asked for unsweetened cocoa, so I used my Lake Champlain cocoa. At some point, I'm going to have to get some new cocoa, and so I'm going to try a new brand. And then I used some Ghiradelli dark chocolate chips, and I didn't realize there were these really huge chips. I didn't realize that when I bought them. So the recipe actually told you to put chocolate chips in there, and then they also suggested that you put some on top, and I just put some inside. I didn't want it to be too chocolatey. I wanted to actually enjoy the bread too. I don't love chocolate, but the bread had chocolate in it too. So anyway, I'm sure it's gonna be fantastic. I'm just so excited about it. Woohoo. And I know I loved, Jay just said Ghiradelli is so good. I totally agree. And Ghiradelli Square in San Francisco, I've been there myself, and it's amazing. All kinds of yummy chocolatey stuff, and San Francisco is one of my favorite cities. So it makes me want to go back and visit. In fact, my daughter kind of wants to go to school down there, and I'm super excited about it because she forever has been saying she wants to go to New York, which is like way over the East Coast, and I love New York too, but I would love to be able to visit her more often, and so the fact that she's looking at somewhere on the West Coast is pretty cool. But on top of that, I love San Francisco, so it would be such a great city for her to be in, and also for me to come visit, so selfishly. Anyway, I'm rambling like a crazy woman this morning. I don't know what my deal is. I'm just talking. So anyway, let's get to the celebrations, and then we'll get to the chocolates, a tasting, hopefully, at the end of this little celebration live broadcast. So let's see. The first thing I'm celebrating today is the comforts of my home. I'm so excited. As you know, I wasn't alive last week. I was camping, and so it's really nice to be home and just chilling in my own warm comforts, like having the internet, having the TV, having my own comfortable bed has been really awesome. I've been really enjoying being home, and it's one thing I love being outdoors. I love camping, but definitely makes you appreciate taking a nice hot shower and then being able to stay clean. Because actually this campground that we go to actually has one of the best showers ever. We used to be, when we were kids, we would go there. and they didn't have showers. And so we would go down like 5 miles down the road at the local like little mobile home place, and we would pay $5 to take a shower like midweek. And there was a river there, so we would jump in the river, and so we didn't feel like horrible, but you know, by midweek we were kind of like, okay, let's get the grease off of us. So anyway, since then, since we were kids, they built these amazing bathrooms, and the showers are probably the best showers I've ever seen at a campground. They're so nice. So it just happens to be my favorite campground ever. So it's kind of like a little blessing. So I'm another little thing to celebrate is good bathrooms, which just kind of goes along with the comfort of your home, right? And just a little added note, even though I wasn't here last week doing a live chocolate breakfast broadcast, I woke up on Saturday morning and we were sitting around, and it was a little bit cold in the morning. And so my dad built a fire. And I was thinking to myself, gosh, this would be a fun day to make a frittata, because my mom had a couple extra potatoes, and I was thinking we could just put it on top of the fire in the morning. And so I made the suggestion. So my whole family kind of pitched in, and we all kind of cut up some vegetables, some zucchini, some peppers, some tomatoes, and then we just threw it over this iron skillet on top of the fire. And so my brother-in-law was like, hey, I'll make some pancakes to go along with the frittata. What do you think? I'm like, great. So he pulls out the box of this pancake mix, and he opens it up, and he realizes that my sister accidentally bought chocolate pancakes. So hilarious. She totally didn't mean to. And so he goes, oh my God, these are chocolate. I'm like, oh my God, that's so awesome. We can have a chocolate for breakfast on Saturday, just like I always do. So that was really, really cool. In fact, I even took some footage of him making the pancakes. And at some point I'll make a little video. Maybe I'll do like some compilation chocolate for breakfast video, and I'll include Steve making these chocolate pancakes. So we had this amazing frittata cooked over the fire, and we had chocolate pancakes for breakfast, and they were so good. And they were like full of protein and awesome grains. And so they were really good. I can't remember the name. I want to say it's called Big Bear Pancake Mix. And so anyway, I'll figure out what it is, and I'll put that link in the description too. So if anybody wants to buy that chocolate pancake, it was really, really good, really amazing. So anywho, all right, so the next thing I am celebrating today is I am celebrating the brain, which I know sounds kind of silly, but I think the human brain's amazing because it helps us to have imagination. And our imagination is like a wonderful, beautiful thing. It helps us basically create all the amazing things that are in our lives. And so I am really celebrating it. And also it helps us to transport us in a story. And this week I've gone to a couple movies with my daughter, which has been so fun. I love going to the movies so much. It's one of the last couple weeks of summer for her. So we've gone to a couple movies, and I've been reading a story. And I've been really just, and the other thing I've been doing is taking a master class with Shonda Rhimes, who is the writer of Scandal and Grey's Anatomy. And it's so, so good. And it really is really centered around TV writing, but it's awesome because it's just another format of writing. And she's got tons of amazing tips that I love. And so anyway, I've just been really, really enjoying the brain, imagination, and all the awesome things that it gives us in our life. So let's celebrate that. And let's see, the last thing I'm celebrating today is I'm celebrating, you probably can't hear it, but I've got the music on this morning. One of the movies that I saw this week was Baby Driver. Really good, recommend it. And one of the things that about that movie is he's a huge fan of music, and so the movie had this amazing music from all different eras, all different kinds of styles of music. It was just really good music, and it reminded me of how much I love to listen to music, especially in the mornings on the weekend. When I was a kid, my mom and dad would wake up and they would put on records, you know, the old LPs, and we would dance around and we would clean the house, and I really love that. And so this morning I woke up and I like put on the music. And I've been dancing around the house and having a really good time making my chocolate for breakfast and enjoying the tunes. So it's made me appreciate, one of the things I do a lot is listen to podcasts in my car, which is great. But being away with camping and listening to podcasts all the time, I realized how much I haven't been listening to that much music lately, except when I'm at dance class, which is awesome too. But it's just nice to have it around the house a little bit. So I've been really celebrating and enjoying music lately too. And in fact, yesterday I saw Evan Carmichael on his live broadcast. He was doing a live broadcast to try and get 1 million subscribers. By the way, if you're not a subscriber of Evan Carmichael's channel, highly suggest it. Anyway, and I noticed he had music playing. He was dancing, and it reminded me, God, I could listen to music during the day too, and just jam and work too. So I'm going to try doing a little bit of that. Sometimes I have to get really focused when I'm writing, and I can't have extra distractions, but a lot of times music's a really great thing to do while I'm working, because I kind of like that extra, like a little bit of noise and stuff going on around me. Anyway, I'm just blabbing away. Let's see what Jay has to say in the chat box. Let's see. He says he is celebrating, oops, sorry, I hit my computer there. He is celebrating smiles on clients' faces. Love it. Live stream communities. Me too. Like I was just talking about the Evan Carmichael community. He had some amazing people. I hopped on there yesterday just for like a really brief time, like 10 minutes. And he had some fun people on there. I was having a really good time chatting up. And photo shoots some beautiful people. I love it. You must have been on a photo shoot recently, Jay. I'd love to hear more about that. And let's see. Jay's just smiling, talking about luxury showers. I know. Showers are like the most luxurious thing. It's like an everyday thing, right? But when you miss it, when you don't have them, you realize how much you love hot showers, right? And I sometimes forget how often I take a shower because I go to dance. So I'll sometimes take a shower like 2-3 times a day. Anywho, and then Jay also says, Jen gets magical chocolate delivered to her. That's what it was like. It was like this magical moment where chocolate was just like plopped into my hands by the universe on a Saturday morning. It was like so perfect. It was awesome. I loved it so much. And yeah, Jay says there was a time you didn't have the luxury. I know, right? And I can't imagine how that must have been. Like, I'm so glad you have that luxury now. It's an amazing, beautiful luxury, and I'm grateful for a hot shower. Like almost every time I take one, I'm like, oh my God, this is such a great shower. I'm so grateful I'm taking the shower, right? So, woohoo! I love it. Thank you, Jay, for being here and celebrating with me. Let's see. I don't think I actually set the timer for 5 more minutes. So I'm gonna grab the bread out and thanks. I'm making a noise. I definitely think it's done because I think the top is like smoking a little bit. It's kind of browning a little bit, so I'm sure it's gonna be delicious. But I have a feeling it's gonna be too hot for me to try here live with y'all. So I have a feeling it's gonna be really good. I'll put it in the comments below how delicious it was and the recipe. And one more time you can kind of take a peek at it. It's just like in a banana bread loaf kind of pan, but it's a zucchini bread instead with chocolate cocoa powder and chocolate chips, and it's gonna be yummy. I just know it. It won't be like your typical zucchini bread. So anywho, thanks again for joining me, guys. I love it. Jay says he misses Sherry and Janish. I know, me too. I love it when Sherry and Janish can make it. I know I did it this morning at 10 a.m. instead of 9:30, so that might be one of the reasons. But I feel like sometimes when I do it at 10, there's actually more people. So I'm actually kind of leaning towards changing this to 10 a.m. Pacific, which is 1 p.m. your time, right, Jay? So, and I think for Janish, it's like, I don't know, like almost midnight or something. I don't even know. I should look that up. Anyway, all right, I'm rambling, but I should say goodbye. I'm wishing you guys a most wonderful weekend, full of celebrations, full of chocolate or whatever your pleasure is. Make yourself feel good, eat something yummy, and enjoy it with someone you love, and celebrate all the awesome stuff in your life, because more awesome stuff comes when you do that. All right, thanks, you guys. We'll see you next week for another chocolate for breakfast. Talk to you later. Thanks, Jay, for joining me. Bye.